All right, I got a story for you. Qualcomm is dropping. Qualcomm is dropping their X70 chipset RF modem next year. Early, actually, late this year, early next year. So, which means it's probably not going to show up until the Galaxy 23, if that's what the name is going to end up being. So, the Galaxy 23 is probably going to end up getting this, and other phones be during that time frame. I say Christmas all the way up to next year.
January
And
27th is usually release date.
so the X70 is the new RF system. And what one of the bigger features about the X70 is going to be da, 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 standalone millimeter wave. So it will aggregate multiple channels of millimeter wave independently of sub 6. So faster speeds, less reliant on the core nature of cellular to operate independently. Um, let's see, close this out. Another one is now. This is the reason why I wanted to ask you, radio, about this one. It doesn't look like they're getting ready to upgrade the carrier aggregation on the sub 6 part. It's going to stay at three times aggregation because the current S22 does three carrier aggregation. So apparently they're not going up on that. They're just doing TDD 5G sub 6 carrier aggregation only. And another one. I think those are the two major ones. And the modem's supposed to be upgradable on as they go. So I I find that to be kind of far fetched, maybe about the upgradable part because Qualcomm doesn't upgrade nothing. But I wanted to find out from you how do you might feel about that.
I mean, doesn't matter to me. I don't rely on millimeter wave that much for it to matter.
Well, my thing is I think that anything that's past the X65 to X70, it doesn't matter no more. I normally want the latest and greatest chipset so I could do some testing, but it really doesn't matter now. This year and anything after this, the Snapdragons don't really matter now. I mean, it's nice to have millimeter wave for standalone, but I mean, millimeter wave is not prevalent in all cities right now in all areas, so you wouldn't even be able to use it just yet. And if you're not going to
But it,
aggregate no more than three carriers of sub 6, there's no need to upgrade now.
And the thing
well,
is that standalone millimeter wave can be amazing, freaking amazing. You could get 5 gigabits up if you have the right tower. But the thing is, if it's standalone and then you're out of range, then you could freaking literally lose signal, and it'll take at least a good couple of seconds to find another signal. In between that time, if you get a phone call in between those seconds, you're screwed.
Well,
Like
the phone call will happen over the millimeter wave also. But the problem is it might cause your phone to draw more power because it has to keep the sub 6 antennas live.
and the batteries would die
so
basically.
There's a
so
possibility
so guess what you just proved.
that it
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter if you take millimeter wave standalone, you're still relying on sub six, regardless if you need it or not to connect. You're still relying on
You still relying on it, yes.
it.
But I'm
So
just saying, like, it does the X60 X65 X70, basically this article being from what is this, XDA developers. Yeah, this one's from XDA developers, that the X70 is coming out. Does it really matter now to really worry about upgrading when there's the feature sets are not really being pushed forward as much.
No, not for
Yeah.
your average user. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It's not going to change most people's day to day. And that's the other thing people are forgetting. You already have upload on millimeter wave, and it ain't no gig.
Nah,
It's
yeah.
already a thing. It's already been turned on, and it ain't no gig speed.
Well, it's higher speeds than you would get on sub six though, but you got to be
No,
dirt ass close to get to it.
not really. I've gotten over 120 on sub six.
Yeah, but I've gotten close to 300 megs standing next to a
Oh,
millimeter wave tower.
no, I haven't seen that. Not even one time standing next to it. Hell,
I,
standing on it.
I was standing right next to it here in DC, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fast, but it was doing its upload on millimeter wave, and it got up to like
So here's the
300
deal.
megs.
Are you sure it wasn't aggregating with the sub six?
I couldn't tell you because Verizon blocks
Mm-hmm.
it.
Well, yeah, there's ways around that.
There are ways around that.
That's how I know it's on already. I
That
just
is for a
here's the deal.
tutorial within the room for other people that want to join. Just remember that.
So so here's
I
the deal.
believe.
When it really comes to millimeter wave, at the end of the day, millimeter wave is what we're going to call the coffee shop band. That's what I'm going to rename it. The coffee shop band.
That
It's
makes
only going to
sense.
help the people that are sitting in the coffee shop somewhere. The rest of us doesn't make a heck of a bit of difference. We're living our lives. We're traveling about 60 miles an hour on the road. We're going to connect that millimeter wave for a quarter of a second, and then we're going to be right back on the other network, which effectively, for most of us, means that millimeter wave never mattered. So,
Yeah,
unless you're bar hopping, well, here's the thing though. If I'm out bar hopping in a populated area and there's millimeter wave, I don't give a shit about internet. I'm having a good time. I don't give
that's
a shit
true.
about 3 gig down. All I'm saying is all these places where it has application, it's places it's a waste of time using it at them times. Unless you're, like I said, you're a coffee shop hopper and you just happen to be uploading gigabits of files in a coffee shop.
Or
Which I mean,
when we start charging our phones at these gas stations, being able to download some movies while you're waiting for your car to charge.
but I can do that now.
You can do it now, but you won't do it as fast, sir. It's about the speed,
Dude,
baby.
these cars are taking 35 minutes to an hour. How many movies do I need to download? Plus, with the connected cars, you can stream the shit. Who needs to download it?
That's true too.
I mean, you're streaming everything. Who needs to download some shit? One time you need to download something, so you better get on an airplane, which is why I went away at the airport. Pretty cool. But I'll tell you
Uh,
what, I downloaded a Netflix episode without millimeter wave, and it only took me about 2 minutes for a movie.
that's
I
true.
downloaded Mad Max Fury Road at the Miami airport just last, no, I did it in December. Took me all of about 2 to 3 minutes to download the whole movie. What millimeter wave would have done? 30 seconds? That wouldn't have changed my life. That's my problem with it. It's like it's a cool party trick, but it is not a necessity.
Well, other people in the community feels differently. I'll just say it that way.
Oh, I understand. I understand. They think that few seconds changes their lives.
I mean, it's cool to see, but
There
it's
you go.
not ground. It's
Cool.
not. It's not like, oh, the world's gonna, the world stops. Like, did you ever watch the movie Over the Hedge when little squirrel when the squirrel drank the energy drink? That's how I think some people look at millimeter wave. Is like the world stops
Yeah.
spinning. It's so fast that it's like, "Ew."
And see, for me, it's incredibly short-sighted. Personally,
Well,
it's like, yeah, you saved yourself a whole 30 seconds. Woohoo! Your life changed. That's how I feel about it, bro.
well,
Now, so for home internet, those speeds are absolutely clutch necessary.
but the
Oh,
logistics
good.
to get people home internet on millimeter wave is going to be a bitch.
Here's the thing, Kia. I still have to go looking to get on millimeter wave.
Yeah,
That means that it doesn't. That means that it's not a necessity. Because if it don't find me and improve my day, it's not a necessity. I'm gonna tell you something, man. That damn mid band, that low band, find me all over. It finds me on the back country road. It finds
it,
me in the basement. It finds me in the movie theater. It finds me every damn where. That millimeter wave
yo,
ain't really finding me nowhere but the downtown area where the nightclubs are.
right. Hey,
So,
N41 is managed to weave itself into my apartment.
oh yeah, but
It's
that's that mid
it's
band.
gone through some walls to get in there.
Yeah, it's going through the walls and get up in there.